free at last. This traveling in a cage through the overworld really made me miss that musty, stuffy dungeon air. What exciting scent is that rising to my nose? Is it... Okay, which one of you little snots did that?
While Talia was more or less enjoying her new freedom, her stepbrother Tristan was roaming the overworld with his entourage.
The next stone was bound to be around here somewhere, but I'm having a hard time finding my way around this foul place. Men, we will set up camp here and drive the darkness from this place.
Tristan, again? Ugh, I've really seen about enough of these relatives lately. It feels like Thanksgiving and Christmas happening back to back. And then he even dares to rid the area here of its stylish greys. Just you wait. I'll make you pay for everything.
But before Talia could arrange a reunion with her stepbrother, it was urgently necessary for her to raise a powerful army. However, the underground was infested with spiders who called it their home. In addition, some particularly hard layers of stone stretched through the underground. In order to dig through these layers of stone, the research-addicted evil first had to research better tools for its little snots. But this required a fair amount of evilness. One could gain a particularly great amount of evilness by defeating a good being. Like this unicorn, for example, which, by chance, of course, and completely in tune with the context of the world, currently resided here.
Kill the unicorn for an extra portion of evilness. Sounds like a great way to start the day.
The discovering evil had discovered a harder layer of rock. Its little snot's tools were not tough enough for that, and it would take them far too long to dig through the rock with their teeth. Research would enable the new technology unlocking evil to improve its little snot's tools to the point that this rock would no longer be an obstacle.
In my last war, I had the little snots dig through anything and everything. There you are, locked up for a few days, and bam! Technology starts to backslide. Dreadful. There's that good deal. Go, creatures! into the fray, break his legs, pluck out his nose hair.
Lost a creature forever.
I sure showed him. Wonderful evilness.
The violent evil had had its armies destroy the good being. The evilness it had captured allowed it to now effortlessly research improved tools for its little snots. With the help of the new tools, the letting others toil evil's little snots were now able to punch their way through harder rock.
Excellent! On you go, you lazy little snots. Get to work! You're not getting paid just to loaf about.
In fact, the little snots weren't paid at all.
So what? They serve a greater cause. Pleasing me, for example. They could try to form a union or some such nonsense. Hey! Now what's going on? Why is the Earth starting to shake? Volcanic eruption? Teen band concert or what?
Whatever it was, the tremors had shaken some things up in the underground. Numerous spiders woke up from their sleep and became active. One of the heroes' construction crews set out to build a new camp. The heroes set out with a construction crew. The fast-digging evil should intercept them before they could set up another hero camp.
Bravo, my faithful! This camp will serve us well in the fight against the Dark Hordes.
The heroes had managed to set up a camp. Henceforth, even more heroes would protect the overworld.
Ha! That thing won't be there for long. Onward, creatures! On to the overworld! Crowbars at the ready, and make that building an historical monument. Then, when we tear it down, it'll be even more evil.
Ding dong! It's payday! Enemies are in the dungeon. The watchful evil had erected a guard room. Creatures could be posted there to keep an eye out for enemies. Underground critters burst through the dungeon walls.
Destroy them! Exterminate them! Call them animal names! Damn ocelots!
The arachnophobic evil had attacked a spider's nest on its way to the dungeon gate. Its creatures prepared to defend themselves.
By defend, I assume you mean attack, right? Go ahead, grab them, smash them, use their legs for toothpicks.
The butchering evil had destroyed the critters that had invaded the dungeon. Was that supposed to be it? Swallowed? No, that was not it.
Let them come. I will destroy them! My army will destroy them, and I'll put a few spells into the fray from behind.
The love to bet on illegal cage fights evil had built an arena for its creatures. Enemies are in the dungeon. The spider-hating evil's creatures had destroyed a spider's nest.
How Serves those vermin right. Anyone who suddenly turns their back on evil and turns neutral is definitely no keeper.
A new hero camp has been built. Your army has just decreased in size due to death. Ding dong, it's payday.
Onwards, men! Build a new camp!
Demolishing evil's creatures had destroyed one of the heroes' camps.
Oops. Did my little creature break one of your little camps, brother dear? I'm so sorry about that. I hope you didn't feel the need to cry again, like you did that time with Lammy Lamb, your cuddly little sheep.
You leave Lammy Lamb out of this! Huh. My brave soldiers will rebuild this camp in no time, just the way Grandma used to do with her needle and thread when... Whatever! You are truly vile, Talia!
Ooh, thanks for the compliment. Forward, creatures! Don't tire now! Keep going! Look for camps! Find them and wipe them off the map! Oh, no! What I mean that literally, you knucklehead!
Green slime oozed out of the spider's nest as it was destroyed. A gold vein is almost exhausted. There are enemies in your dungeon. Creatures to guard duty evil had thrown some of its creatures into the garden. From now on, these creatures would be there to watch for approaching enemies. It's payday. Construction crews set out to build a new camp. A spider's nest disintegrated into dust under the blows of the arachnophobic evil's creatures. And the digging evil had discovered another dungeon gate to the overworld. One of the hero's construction crews had set up a camp.
My brothers, in your eyes I see the same fear that would lead me to despair. The day may come when the true hero's fury is extinguished. When we abandon our companions and all bonds of friendship are broken. But that day is still far off. Stand fast, heroes of the West, and defend our camp!
How many times do we have to listen to this crap? You could at least have used a different line. Idiot.
Tristan's men didn't seem to mind the simple repetition. Granted, heroes were never afraid of a grind and would join a raid for the 100th time just for the chance to win a colorful hat. The heroes poured out to build new defenses. Enemies have entered the dungeon. summoned. The hero's camp was not only doomed, it had already met its demise. A gold vein has been mined out. You have lost a creature forever.
Is that one of the heroes' construction crews I see setting up? Move out, creatures! Flatten them!
Evil had wiped another hero's shelter off the face of the earth.
It's payday.
Your army has just decreased in size due to death. Another of the heroes' camps had been...
My brothers! In your eyes, I see the same fear that would lead me to despair. The day may come when the courage of true heroes is extinguished, when we abandon our companions and all bonds of friendship are broken. I wish I could stay with you, but I must continue to pursue the quest. We shall meet again.
With these words, Tristan made good his escape.
What? That coward! Come back here, you miserable little runt, so I can get back at you for the days upon days of excruciating rides in a cage! Ah!
A new hero camp had been built. One of your creatures has bit the dust.
It's payday. There are enemies in your dungeon.
Hero's Camp was not only doomed, it had already met its demise. One of your creatures has bit the dust.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein. Has just decreased in size due to death. had been destroyed. Talia and the cunning evil had done it. The heroes' camps lay in ruins.
You got that right, Tristan! Come out, wherever you are! It's like that time I turned 8, except this time you're the piñata. Tristan? Where are you?
In her destructive frenzy, Talia had forgotten about Tristan's somewhat precipitous departure.
Right, that freaking coward! Oh, I was so busy beating the crap out of heroes that I totally missed it. Whatever. I have to look at this ominous council of little snots anyway. I guess my revenge will have to wait. Postponed, but not abandoned.
Talia had left a trail of devastation on her way to the Council of Little Snots. Now, only the city of Heroes Gorge stood between her and her path to the peak.
Excellent. So they call it Heroes Gorge. I think I'll rename it Heroes Grave when I'm done with it. Forward, creatures! Time to...
Then, out of nowhere, Tristan appeared, just as if he were following a bad script. A bad script would be ashamed of this crummy story.
Men! This place must be protected. Stand firm and light the beacons. Oh, yes. And activate the magic tower.
Hey, that's not fair! Treachery, cheating!
Powered by the mana ray from the magic tower, Heroes Gorge was now protected by a magic shield, impenetrable to evil's creatures. The sharp-witted evil set to work on a plan. It had to take control of the tower. Maybe that would not only bring down the shield, but could also be used for something else.
Sounds like a brilliant plan. Forward, creatures! Oh, don't smash that thing. Capture it and get me the deeds to it.
The infernal evil already had some more experienced demonic creatures at its disposal. A chamber of relaxation would have to be built to prevent them from becoming unhappy.
Chamber of relaxation? Lazy sods. The things you do for your subordinates.
The first succubus joined the ever-expanding evil's army. These infernal demonesses were able to charm opponents and sway them to their side for a short time. Very helpful indeed.
Tower and take those foul fiends under fire!
Tristan's men used the magic tower against the indignant evil's armies. If the tower were not captured, any ventures on the overworld would prove extremely unpleasant. The strutting around the overworld evil had been discovered by the heroes. These would soon try to destroy the dungeon heart.
Here.
Talia and the surprised Evil's army were taken under fire by the magic tower. The absent Evil's creatures would get no rest there until it had been captured.
Ha! Never! Reload, men!
Ah! There goes another village up in flames, while my stepbrother hides under the table. Like that time at Vladimir's birthday.
You promised to never speak of that! Never!
Treachery! The enemy is attacking my creatures with that magic tower! How rude! Forward, creatures! Deuce!
Rumor had it that some dwarves had captured a few succubi because of gambling debts or something of the sort.
Gambling debts, schmambling debts. We'll get them out of there, hire them, and then let them do the dirty work for us.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. You have discovered the chilled evil had built a chamber of relaxation for its demons. From then on, they could relax and enjoy a cozy manor bath. Payday!
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Talia! I just made myself a delicious Valerian tea. Maybe you'd like to join me, and we can just talk everything over.
You know damn well that Valerian makes me break out in a rash. Nasty, hypocritical...
Talia and the ghastly evil had discovered some dwarves who had made themselves comfortable in the dungeon. Unfortunately, they were blocking the way to the magic tower.
Those pint-sized creeps really hang around everywhere in the underground. Why those basil trogs wanders into their kingdom one day and drives them off, and suddenly they're everywhere. And all because they wanted to dig up some mithril for their elf friends or something like that. Whatever. Hurt them, beat them, make little clay basil trogs and bash them with those.
The horrific evil had destroyed one of the villages surrounding Hero's village. Tristan did not seem pleased.
Talia, you barbaric monster! Those honest villagers didn't do anything to you. I will soon capture you again and put you on trial.
Thanks. But one road trip in the cage with you was really more than enough. Brother dear.
Defend the dungeon heart.
Your enemies are in the dungeon. The burrowing evil had discovered a buried exit to the overworld. The towerless evil still did not have the magic tower under its control. Mentally snapping its forehead, it set out to change this. You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon.
Stop tormenting those poor villagers! Pick on someone your own size!
Says the guy hiding behind the giant magic shield.
A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon. Evil had destroyed one of the villages surrounding Hero's Gorge. Tristan did not seem pleased.
Talia, you barbaric monster! Those honest villagers didn't do anything to you. I will soon capture you again and put you on trial.
Thanks, but one little trick in the cage with you was really more than enough.
The mana-hoarding evil's little snots had unearthed the Manivore. These beings were known for consuming mana. As if that were not disturbing enough, they also became more powerful or even reproduced in the process. It made sense to secure the Arcadian world. One manivore had eaten so much mana that it had evolved into a large, much stronger manivore.
Stupid manivores. Can't they eat some other evil underground ruler's mana? Like that Oberon, for example?
Talia, you beast! Stop tormenting those poor villagers! Pick on someone your own size!
This is the guy hiding behind the giant magic shield.
Your throne room is under attack.
Have destroyed a cage. The liberating evil had freed the succubi from their predicament. They gratefully joined its army. Taken the magic tower. With a few skillful tweaks, this was converted into a powerful weapon, capable of taking areas of the map under fire.
Just what I need. With this, we'll destroy Balderon. I mean, Hero's Gorge, of course. Go ahead, lock and load, and then we'll throw some pies at them.
Men, I see the fear in your eyes. Evil has taken the tower. If we do not do something, the shield will eventually collapse. Fortunately, the time has not yet come to despair, for there is a solution. Mana shipments!
It seems that Tristan had not been dropped on his head as a baby, as some people claim to be the case with his stepsister.
Hey!
and so he ensured that in the future, mana would be shipped overland to the shield.
Onwards, comrades! Clear the way for the first shipment!
What? What a jerk! Forward, creatures! Stop 'em! Tear 'em apart! Smash 'em! Cut 'em apart with... So it really hurts.
Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. The nefarious evil had stopped a mana shipment. Instead of strengthening the shield, it would now be stored in the dungeon instead.
Ah, that's the way I like it. That's exactly how it's supposed to go.
Men! Even though we have suffered heavy losses, all is not lost. The shield is holding, and rescue is at hand.
Tristan saw a danger emerging as mana became scarce in Hero's Gorge. From now on, 2 shipments set out. Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon.
Oh, my desperate brother sent out 2 mana shipments at once. What a loser.
The magic tower was able to fire again. The magic tower firing evil chose a target.
These mana shipments are easier to destroy than butter. Well, okay, destroying a pound of butter just like that is pretty difficult too, because you get sick pretty quickly. Oh, whatever, just break more stuff.
Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. A mana shipment was destroyed.
Men! Even though we have suffered heavy losses, all is not lost. The shield is holding, and rescue is at hand.
Tristan had now fully perceived the threat Talia and the transport intercepting evil's army posed. From now on, 3 shipments would set out.
So now they're sending out 3 mana shipments at once. I can literally smell their desperation. Either that or it's one of these little snots that stubbornly refuses to use deodorant. Ugh.
One of the mana shipments met its inglorious end at the hands of absolute evil. The magic tower's cannon was ready for action. A mana shipment was destroyed. An attack by the tower struck the shield with all its might.
Talia, I cannot allow you to cause any more good citizens to suffer. Turn away from evil, and I will forgive you.
I don't need anyone to forgive me. I need siege weapons. Go on, knock down the shield, steal their mana, and then get a vacuum so we can suck up the last of the mana.
The dungeon heart is being attacked. The destructive evil's creatures destroyed a mana shipment.
Men, even though we have suffered heavy losses, all is not lost. The shield is holding, and rescue is at hand.
The mana shield had been destroyed. Heroes' Gorge now lay defenseless before the devastating evil's army.
Finally! Come on, creatures, finish them off! Knock them out! Throw wax crayons at them!
The magic tower was once again available.
One of your creatures is furious and is on strike.
Oh, yes, we sure showed that. That was a nice little warm-up. Oh, by the way, did we manage to kill Tristan too? Is he lying around here somewhere?
Talia test-speared several of the dead heroes, but there was no sign of Tristan. Apparently, Talia had failed to notice that the latter had already absconded some time ago.
kind of spoils the joy of victory for me, I've got to admit.
Of course, this is only the 6th mission. It would probably be a bit too much to ask if the whole thing with Tristan was over now.
I could definitely drag out his demise, let me tell you. Believe me, I can be very creative. But enough of that. It's time to finally get to that Council of Little Snots, get a new vessel, and then finally finish off those heroes.